Great, welcome back.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we were just talking about the property in Summit that Heather Herndon's featuring.
Right.
And it's, we know more about that property. It's really awesome, and it's a lot of work's been done, and whoever buys it, they are going to be.
Looks like they're going to be real happy.
Yeah, they will be.
I'm sure.
So are there some new homes getting built?
Well, there are. As in the past, I've come on and talked about that, and it's kind of my opening topic. This year, so far, we've only had 5 new home starts, which is a little slow, but the weather has hampered that equation a little bit, both the cold weather and then the wet weather.
Oh, it's only May, too.
And it's only May. Not included in that number is a 9-unit condo facility that's being built out in the Magnolia Park development just west of M60 off of McCain Road. So that's an additional 9 units. There'll be individual living units,
nice.
but in a multi-family or multi-unit structure. As far as other development, Norfolk, who is developing that property out off of McCain Road, has just acquired another parcel along Horton Road, just south of Park, beyond the east side, about 52 acres that they intend to develop in the not too distant future. So that's kind of exciting news. They're talking about developing 70 homes in that area.
Oh, wow.
Well, true. In all honesty, the market for homes or for building homes, there aren't a lot of developed parcels available any longer. Wasn't true back in the early 2000s. We had quite a number of them, but they've been pretty well built out over that period of time.
It looks like there's some sort of housing development that's just getting started on Spring Arbor Road across from Polly's or Garcia Labs.
Well, Dave Garcia has plans to develop that with some condos, and it's a mixed-use facility. So it'll be both retail. I think there may even be some commercial offices and then condo units in there. But that's been a plan that's been in place for quite some time, and it may have changed over the years as time goes on. Those things often do. Otherwise, in the commercial arena, the Dr. Davenport and Associates Dental Clinic out on Spring Arbor Road, out near Robinson Road,
oh yeah, that's going to be great.
is nearing completion. That's a big facility. It's about 14,000 square foot building, and it's really
huge.
pretty large
A
structure.
dental palace.
Well, it certainly looks like it could be. So I guess all dental needs from birth to whatever. But at any rate, there's a fair amount of activity just in the normal sense with remodeling and refurbishing and updating that is going on, and that seems to be brisk and continues to be so. Otherwise, in the township, this summer we have an election for the purposes of renewing a police and fire millage that's been in place now for the past 10 years. It started out at 1 mil, but Headley adjustments have taken it to 0.9926 mils, which is awfully close to 1 mil. And it's going to be on the ballot to renew for a 7-year time frame. It'll generate about $652,000 a year in the first year that it's implemented. But currently, our police and fire budgets for the township are running about a little over $2.7 million. So it doesn't cover the total cost of police and fire services. But it certainly helps us maintain the current level of services that we have had in place for the past several years. But at any rate, that's on deck for the August 8th election.
All right.
date.
I think there's quite a few in the whole county that will be on the August ballot, so just be aware.
Yeah, and it is a renewal.
All right. So you've got the last millage that passed was for street road repair, and I can tell anyone that's been in Summit Township, it's moving along really fast.
It is. Last year there was a bit of a slowdown in what was planned, and so there was a carryover to this spring to finish up those roads that were partially completed last fall. That is underway now, but the weather again has hampered that development. So a number of them have been finished. The final coat or layer of pavement has been put down. There, it's like riding on a carpet. It's wonderful to experience. But you'll often notice the shoulders there's quite a drop off at the edge of the roadway. And as soon as the weather dries out a little bit, the intent will be to put topsoil along the edge of the roadway so that it will be a tapered shoulder look rather than that it would be otherwise a 3.5 to 4 inch drop off the edge of the pavement. And that'll be done yet this spring.
Keep the wheels on the road. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Good,
And I think
good
you
advice.
brought a map. Is this map of the construction?
Well, it is, and that's I think we've got that in.
Yeah, here it comes.
Take a look at it. Where you see all of the green on the map. That's the plans for this year. Those are roads that have not yet been done at all, and so as you can see, that's an extensive amount of work. Once that is completed, we will have gotten 85% of the roads addressed in the township in the past 2.5 years, and it'll be finished completely in 2020. So it's quite a project. It's obviously inconvenient and it has been inconvenient for a lot of folks to have to experience the orange barrels and road closures and any other impediments that get in the way of a project like that.
Well, that was a selling point when everybody was talking about this, is that every road would get brought up to
every road would be addressed and brought up to a proper standards. And I know that in conversations I've had with Jackson County Department of Transportation, that some of the roadways that were they thought that they could simply cap or mill and resurface had to be rebuilt completely because they were still in worse condition than they originally assessed them at. But that's all part of the package and program, so there were contingencies built in to address that.
Yeah, and plus the winter probably did further damage on some of those.
It always does. The freezing and the thawing, the repetitive freezing and thawing does more damage than if it was to get cold and stay cold.
Yeah.
But it is indeed an impact. Impacts our roads a lot more so than it does roads down south, for example.
Yeah. Well, one of the big projects that I think a lot of people are anxious for is the McDevitt Avenue rebuild.
Including me. It's been, I think of any single roadway, we've gotten more complaints at our office and at the county level about McDevitt than any other that I'm aware of. But through the efforts of Senator Mike Shirkey and with the support of Representative Julie Alexander, late last year in the lame duck session, funding was obtained and secured for the rebuilding of that roadway from Francis Street all the way out to 127. It's going to start this year, but there's a lot of other work that has to be done as well. We have a water main that runs under that road that full length, and it's in rough shape. It needs to be replaced, and it would be crazy not to replace that water main and put a brand new road over the top of it.
Well, we don't have any sidewalks on that road either. Is that going to change?
Well, the hope, and it is a hope at this point, although it's something that's desired by both the township and the county, to develop a non-motorized pathway along the north side of McDevitt. That would be to replace and expand the existing, what appears to be a sidewalk along there now, and it would also remove the bike lanes from the pavement, which I think are awfully unsafe at the end of the day, in my opinion. And it would take them out of that roadway and put them separate in a non-motorized pathway. So that too would be a big plus, and we hope to be able to incorporate that in that plan.
That would be, I think, anybody that bikes would say that'd be better than the bike paths in the road.
Absolutely. Back to the road projects, the neighborhood road projects that we've got underway. There is a schedule, but it's very flexible right now. And again, it's weather driven. And so when the county gets ready to come to an area to start the road work, they're going to be going door to door and placing door hangers on each residence so that people will know that there's not in the not too distant future, their roadways are going to be addressed. So it's coming, but as I say, the flexibility in the schedule has been necessitated by the weather.
All right, there you go. There's the map. That's what is on the drawing board for 2019.
Yeah, and this is on our website. It can be accessed through Summit, SUMMIT, TWP.com, and there's links there that you can click on and get to this information there.
Super. Thanks, Jim.
Okay, thank you. Good to be here.
Nice to see you. Summit Township Supervisor, Jim Dunn. Up next here on JTV.